Welcome back, guys, to episode number 32. You can see that it's just the typical frauds here, -1. Do you want to say the catchphrase?
Atypical.
There you go. Haha, we didn't plan that beforehand. All right, let's just get straight into it. We just recorded the Ash Dykes episode. You can see the pictures on Instagram. For those who don't know, Ash Dykes episode is, in my opinion, our best ever episode. Do you want to stop pulling faces?
Sorry, I was just doing thumbnail.
Yeah. No worries. So anyway, in my opinion, the Ash Dykes episode is our best episode to date. I think it's actually pretty clear.
Talk your shit.
Gammon.
That doesn't mean anything. The current standard's been shit, bruv. I don't know why anybody listens to us. So you know what it is. I wanted to know your guys' opinion. For those who don't know, Ash Dykes is world setter, as he likes to be called, not world breaker. For a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of walking stuff. He walks a lot. Okay, he walks a lot. That's the point. Walk, trek, hike, professional walker. Yeah.
Okay, well that undersells him like a month. That doesn't sell the episode for us.
Yeah, I know. No. Don't worry. We'll come around to that. I just wanted a quick summary. Does everyone think that was our best episode yet? And then we can talk into it.
It's hard to say no because it was the first guest that we've ever done on
raw disrespect on
first guest we ever interviewed.
Justin.
First guest in that sense. Sure. So it's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say. But it was a banger of an episode. It was about 3.5 hours long.
Way over. We only booked for 2-hour session. He ended up coming late, an hour late.
Yeah, not his fault. He took Santander bike.
It is his fault, to be fair.
No.
Nobody told him to bike.
As expected, though.
Yeah. And so then he couldn't, dock his bike anyway. So he was out of the sticks. So he had to
find another one far away. Yeah, and then we had to get him a little bit back. So, but yeah,
it was a whole ordeal.
Yeah, it was a banger of an episode. He gave us like so many exclusives that he's never talked about, and we watched a lot of his podcasts. And he gave us a lot of exclusives across a whole range of different things. So that was pretty sick. He felt I think he felt very like comfortable and chill with us straight off the bat. And so we just got into it. It was just flowing. I think we banged it on our side as well as we can for the first time we're doing it. I think we did well.
Yeah. So we did a lot of prior research because certain man was insistent. So we all did our due diligence, isn't it, Horseshoe, right? Some of us. So anyway, when it came to it, within 5 minutes. So one thing people need to know is this guy. Do you want to say his world records first of all?
All right. And then long story short, he's got 3 world records that he set. The first one is he walked solo and unsupported across the west to the east. In the episode I said east to the west to the east of Mongolia, pulling 120 kilo sled behind him. He trekked from the south to the north of Madagascar, 8 highest peaks, and then he walked the entire length of the River Yangtze, 4,000 miles, 352 days, loads of near-death experiences, malaria, gun point, all these different things that you'll find out about in the episode. So yeah, it's a crazy first guest to have on. Hundreds of thousands of followers across all his platform. He's been on Joe Rogan. Yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, there's your context.
That's what you need to know. Like, are you guys familiar with the whole like 7 layers of Kevin Bacon? I think it's called 7 layers of bacon. It's basically the idea, right? You can look it up. There's a website which it tells you from point A. You can choose anything, and it'll tell you how that thing is connected to Kevin Bacon, right?
There's 6 degrees of separation type thing, like
sure, right. And the point is, we are that much closer to Joe Rogan, mate, because we were like one guest away.
Yeah, I think it was sick. It was long as fuck though. It was so damn long, and that room was so damn hot. So I was literally baking in there. You're gonna see in the video when it comes out. I'm so uncomfortable in that chair because it was protruding into my asshole, and the room was a sauna, so I'm sweating balls, and
you could say we were all cooking.
We were cooking.
Let him cook.
I did like it.
Yeah, he was definitely.
No, I was just finishing off by saying I did like it. He's a sick guy. I didn't prep as much as the rest of the boys because I wanted to find out more about him on the day, and he did not disappoint. So anyone out there who's listening, I would say go check that episode out when it comes. It's really cool. Great story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be excited, I'd say. What was my favorite bit of the entire 4 hours, right? Is, and we know this because at least Hamza knows this for sure. In every podcast, basically everybody doesn't really know who he is. And so because we knew exactly who he is and we framed the questions like, we already understand why you did this. Do you want to
Yeah.
explain to it further? He was like 5 minutes in, he's like, oh wow, you man have really done your research. He's
He
like,
loved
yeah,
it.
I appreciate this.
He loved it.
He loved it. And that's what was the best bit, because I've seen him talk about the certain superstitious elements. He told us quite a lot, right? And it's always funny because I asked him, just a slight spoiler, I basically asked him, does he have any good luck charms, right? Because if you're walking for ages and this guy went through countless near life and death situations, right, you'd think he might have a lucky charm, you know. So I asked him and he's like, I'm a logical man, me. But then he said, because you guys believe in the superstitious stuff as well. Because I think Hamza Prior said, oh, yeah, we believe in that. You know, we're Pakistani Indian. We believe in all that kind of stuff. He thought it was free reign. And then he started popping off for like 40 minutes, which he then gave the prerequisite. These are all exclusives because he does not say this in other pods because they're clearly not Pakistani Indian and like familiar with the supernatural. So he thought it was okay. And then he was popping off some extra unrelated PTSD, bro. That's what was going on. Stuff that
Paranormal
not related.
traumatic stress disorder.
It
That's
turned into
wow.
therapy for him for a bit. I can't
Genuinely,
lie.
yeah. It really did turn into therapy for a bit because he started unraveling stuff that went through he experienced as a child, traumatic
Yeah.
events. He still asks his dad about it too today, and he was fully
Yeah.
comfortable for him to
100%.
go off like
Yeah,
that.
he was.
But then also the element of like, just to explain real quick, Horseshoe staying next to him, right? And this is how I knew he was comfortable. He transitioned from sitting like this,
Pointing
to sitting
towards me.
like
I was about to
this.
lips the
And
guy,
I was
bro.
like,
I was
oh, we're
this
good.
close.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. He was getting ready. If Horseshoe did a
Mm.
little 180, that man was
Oh,
very
yeah.
personal, intimate. So that's how I knew, okay, it's going to go off to a banger. And then it was flipping almost 4 hours and it was a 2-hour booked schedule.
I
It was
now
long.
have a famous person's
But
number
it
in
was
my phone, you know. My net worth is my
Jeez,
network,
jeez.
yeah? Don't delete my number, you man.
Don't ever say
Delete
that
my
again.
number,
Go
you
on.
lot. Delete my number, bro.
Delete. Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
What were
long
the
day
four?
for you
What
lot.
were the
I'm
other
moving, bruv.
hosts?
I'm starting my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got his number as well.
I mean, so do
No,
I.
yeah,
We're
we'll
all the
do.
same.
I don't believe
Yeah.
Subscribe to
No,
the
and
page.
carry on.
to the page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Patreon to get free numbers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We sound like
Crazy.
No, that's not how it
bro.
works.
sound
We
like
promise.
cam girls, bro.
Wow.
Sorry, carry on.
What? Speaking of which, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and
No, I'm joking. So
but no,
please,
like
bro.
in overall, it was a great episode. He's dope guy, great, like a great. He was honestly a really, really great guy. Super down to earth, super humble. Great content, phenomenal content. Great interview, if we do say so ourselves. You know what I mean? Check it out. Eventually, it'll be up. Yeah, there you go.
Listen, if you need any more reason to check out the episode, Hamza brings a notepad and pen. Okay, that's
Listen,
all you
Jay
need
left
to
me
know.
high and dry because he was supposed to bring one as well, the wanker, and he didn't. So I was just left out there looking like a knobhead. Okay,
Yes,
but
we
it's
all the notes on
I
our
was kind of
phones, and Hamza
hosting
just there
it,
with
so
pen
I
and
needed
paper. Like,
something a little bit more
I
in
mean,
depth.
you are his biggest fan. So.
yeah, something more.
I mean, that's you keep saying.
told
this,
him that too.
It's not true. He's such a lung.
Yeah.
Can't wait for
but
you
yeah,
to bring
it's
on a
great
guest of
episode.
your choice. Yeah, I'm going to be
Go
10
for it.
times more obnoxious.
I don't care.
You're gonna be waiting a long time, bro. You're gonna be waiting a long time.
And
I
on
think
the
we
next
asked this
episode, we
question.
have the weekend.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine.
All right, there you go. Man.
Oh, that was a good one. You're gonna pop
Nah,
off
I
a
was,
verse there,
yeah, I
bruv.
was, but I was like, you know what,
Yeah.
Patreon.
You're about to sing the hills.
Patreon.
All right, cool.
Madness.
Yeah, the hills of Slough.
Whoa.
Oh, go on.
But yeah,
Pin.
So when did we do that? It was like 2 weeks ago
Cool.
now, wasn't it? Or was it last week? It was last week. It was last week.
No,
right?
that was
What
last
you man
week.
doing?
yeah,
What you
it's
man
10th
done
of June.
since
last
then?
week.
How's your week's been? What's new?
We went Nandos and we had the loaded chips. That was my
Yeah, we
Nando's
did.
stories, Masam. That's what it was. I just wanted to talk
Yeah.
about loaded fries for a second.
Cool.
Nando's
Cool.
loaded chips. They're just a bit
They were
shit.
whack.
You know what? I feel like
I went
you
again
a bit
yesterday,
harsh. I was already full score.
and
Okay,
I had to
right,
give
go
it
on.
another try because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't,
Yeah,
biased. Still shit. It's
yeah.
still shit, man.
This is
It doesn't
shit.
taste like Nando's. It's missing that Nando's element of it, like the peri periness. It's like actual chili chicken. I'm like, I could do
Sure.
my mom. Well, not my mom, but
Well, not your
a
mom.
non-vegetarian
Definitely not
mom
your
can
mom.
make that at home, like, or a
Yeah,
dad or whoever, bro. Like, so
yeah.
They're a bit
yeah,
overrated. So there's anyone out there who wants to try them and they're buzzing, it's overrated. Just stick to normal
yeah.
peri.
Do you know what I want to
My
taste? And this is my Nando story.
Karen.
Okay, yeah, not
Mm.
your peri peri, bro. Definitely not your peronaise. What I want to talk about is the Nandos in Pakistan, bruv. There's a
No
Nandos in
way.
Pakistan, and I saw a TikTok of this today, and
Yeah.
this is what I was like, I didn't
Bro,
know
but
this, bro. I
Hoshi,
thought Nandos.
don't say it like that, yeah?
What?
Don't say it like that, yeah? Like, oh, really?
Oh, really? Pakistan.
Listen.
Nando's, really? Listen,
Yo.
I mean,
bleed
there's more
green,
chicken.
yeah? Come on,
Actually,
gang.
there's not.
Oh, come on.
My brothers from across the border.
Hey,
Come on, Nando's in Pakistan.
okay.
Is this the kind of reaction you wanted? Okay, say less.
Yeah. Should we try that? 3, 2.
That's mad though.
All right, you man have poo-pooed all on my topic, bro. I don't know how to transition into
No, that's
Pakistan
sick
Nandos
though.
from
What
that.
do you mean?
But the point is, I didn't know they had it, and I saw like this Pakistan TikTok
The
guy.
first insect has entered the room. You man carry on. I'm gonna start going Steve
Oh,
Owen on my
guy.
shit.
Bro,
Oh,
Steve,
what is
Steve
this?
Owen died.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
hopefully I
when
don't.
he
You're gonna
said-
die
I-
on
you
This-
man keep it going. I'll be back in
This
a
fucker
jiffy.
said that
Alright,
to
say
Ash
less.
as well. Do you remember the other day? What was the other day when we recorded? He was like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
this is the thing that took out Steve Owen. Are you gonna murk it?" I was like, "Bro,
yeah.
bro."
Anyway, I have a story to tell, which I don't know if I can say because it's kind of private matters, work related. But I will just give this prerequisite.
Mhm.
If somebody claims this is me, this is not me. This is a person I know. That being said, I'll explain the story in first person. So essentially, I got notified by, I think I've said the story before. I think I gave a prior story about me and my manager telling me that he's firing a couple of my colleagues before.
Yeah.
So, I've moved to a different place now. And once again, my manager told me before telling my colleagues, yeah, they're getting the boot. And so
Really?
yes, they got the boot. And what was hilarious is my manager told me, my manager basically, this is the conversation. It was like a catch up meeting with my manager. And he's like, yeah, so how, good terms are you with X, Y, and Z? X, Y, and Z being the people who came with me, right? My colleagues came on day one.
Got you.
And I was kind of play it off. I don't know where he was going with this. So I didn't know whether how, I was like, yeah, we got a group chat. We're just kind of, I'm busy, my own team, they're busy in their own team. Because I don't know what he wanted to know from that information. So I thought I'd distance myself as much as possible because who knows what angle he's taking from it.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, just to let you know, yeah, we're going to fire them. We're going to break their contracts. And I'm like, he's telling me this. And
Is
I'm
this
like,
is this the same guy? Is this bleep his name
No,
out when I
bro.
say? Is this Sanjay?
no.
It's
no,
not.
no.
Okay. This
No,
is
no,
your
no.
original.
This is my line manager.
Got
Yeah.
you. Got you.
This is my line manager who basically coordinates with all three of us because we all came from the same recruitment agency.
yes,
and we all
yes.
went through a training program, right?
Got you. Yeah.
So that's what it is. So that person you just said is my, in particular, team manager,
Got you.
but
Yeah.
our overall line manager.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Got you.
So anyway, he tells me, he's like, yeah, we're going to have to let go of X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what? And first of all, so now this is the second time where my manager has told me before telling the actual people they're going to get fired, which is very disrespectful, but just shows you how a workplace environment can be, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I'm like, that kind of sucks. And he's like, tells me this, which even I didn't know at the time. He's like, yeah, don't worry about yourself though. You're staying on. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, and then he informs me that the contract, my current work contract, because I'm a contractor, is not 12 months like I assumed. It's 18 months.
Ooh.
And on top of that, I'm like, okay. But on top of that, it's 6 month intervals when they decide if they want to keep you or not. So because 6 months had passed, they were like, yeah, you know what? They're so bad, I guess, not used, not a good enough resource. We want to pay out their 18-month contract to make it 6 months. And so I'm like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know any of this was possible. And then on my behalf, nothing has realistically changed because I'm still
Yeah.
going to get another 6-month period
Yeah.
of like 12 months. So really, to me, even if they let me go, I thought it was 1 year. Anyway. Them, on the other hand, really sucks
That's
because what
peak.
the hell can you do with a 6 months experience? Anyway, that's all to say. I've been waiting for them to drop in the group chat like, oh, sorry guys, I'm gonna get fired because I'm not gonna be. It's not my place to tell them, right?
Of course.
And so I've been waiting for that message for quite a while. 2 weeks passed by and they finally drop it. It took them 2 extra weeks from telling me that they're. And so then, of course, I had to do the thing where,
No way.
oh, no way.
never
I'm so
knew
sorry to hear
that."
that. I never knew that. Kind of has to be done. I feel bad doing it, but what can I do, right?
Yeah.
And then one of them told me they have not been doing anything for about a month. So,
Well, I'm not surprised then, Giza.
so that probably means they decided to fire them a month ago and then told me 2 weeks in, and then they only informed them 2 weeks later. And now this is the killer bit, which I didn't even know was possible. They have 1 week's worth of notice.
That's it.
That's it.
Just a week.
A week.
What is this place, bro?
Yeah, I know,
need to
right?
understand. Like,
I
To
know,
be
right?
fair, if you're a contractor, you don't really have notice.
Really?
No, that's
Even
not-
if they have.
that's
You just
no.
you
You get
just-
noticed
you-
still, surely.
you don't really, because you're a contractor. You're expendable.
That's
Yeah, but
nutty though. 1 week.
That's the way contracting works. You just that's it. If the hiring process for contractor is easy, and the letting go process is easy. That's why it's contractor. That's why you have no security in your job as a contractor.
Yeah, flipping out. That
Yeah.
they've been learning a harsh lesson, and so have I really.
Damn.
But so that's literally been my work update. But other than that, just
I heard
bog
all of that,
standard
by the
week,
way, although I
mate.
disappeared.
Yeah. You were off fighting off the fly, bro.
But guess what? It disappeared. So it's
Okay.
gonna come and do things to me.
You just
at some point.
okay.
So my head's on a swivel this episode.
All right, so that explains it. You're not just all of a sudden like
No.
attention
Well,
I'm
Tourette's.
disorder.
going to move like Hedwig.
Hedwig.
Yeah,
Is
the
that Harry
owl, innit?
Potter?
Yeah, my head's gonna do. like
Oh my
360.
god, you're such a neek, bro. Who knows the owl's name, bro? No, stop it. Stop it right there. You know Americans think Harry Potter's real.
Yeah, it is. You not seen the Hogwarts Express?
Yeah, true. I have actually. Not in
Yeah.
person. On television. Because I was watching Chamber of Secrets or something, but yeah. Anyway, that's my story. That was me killing time while telling you people get fired in harsh ways in corporate environments.
That
And
is
people didn't know that.
very fun.
Yeah.
Jolly.
So, guys, you want to fill in? What did you do this week, boys?
I'll go last.
You asked the question.
Can't just
That is-
volunteer to go last.
I asked them.
You
innit?
can. You can. Normally, if you ask the question, you
Exactly.
normally do give the last answer.
We watched Flash yesterday. Me,
Mm.
Masam, and a bunch of other guys. No spoiler. It was a good fun movie. It was good. CGI was a bit.
Really?
It was cool. Bunch of superheroes and stuff doing superhero things.
Amazing review, bro. If you want more
Flash.
reviews from Hamzah,
Flash is
Give
always
us a shout.
cool. I like Flash. Barry Allen. Other than that,
Oh,
just
you're
really
so boring,
all
bro.
in all, it's just a bog standard superhero movie. So if you're thinking about watching it, just wait for it to come on Disney Plus or some shit.
that is,
This is not going to because it's DC, but whatever.
yeah, bro. My brain fried there. I couldn't compute. There were so many things going on.
I'm just
Your
trying to
shit
keep you
review.
awake.
Yeah,
How? With
don't
that
worry.
boring ass fucking voice, bro. Not the voice.
What I would
just
say
the
about the
comments,
Flash.
The comments.
What he's gone again, bro. So funny because you used to edit him going black and white. So okay, yeah, real quick review, spoiler free. The CGI is some of the worst CGI I've ever seen
Really?
in a movie ever. I think it's like early 2000s like CGI, like it's PS2
I
level
felt like
CGI.
it was design choice though. I can't lie, because even if you look at,
Interesting.
cause at the beginning I thought that, right. With all I will say is the thing with the babies, right.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was really crap. But then, like towards the end of the movie,
Yeah.
you know, when they're in that area,
Yeah.
they warp to, right?
Yeah.
The same CGI was like that, and so we were
Mhm.
talking to Usman, shout Usman, and we were like, he was like, oh, the CGI is really bad, and I was like, well, I thought that, but by the end of the movie, the CGI style stayed the same, so I feel like it was a design choice, not a
Right.
crappy thingy, because I'm sure they spent a lot on this movie. We'll keep talking about it. I'll find out the budget for this
250
movie.
million.
Okay, well
250
there you
million.
go.
And I can tell you that because there's a couple of things from Flash. First of all, it's a financial flop. It's done really bad. The opening weekend is worse than Black Adam.
What?
Black Adam was a big
If
flop.
yes, there's a
Yeah,
reason,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Yeah, so Flash is a financial flop. They're doing really, really bad at the box office weekend.
That doesn't make
so
any
far.
sense.
Fuck, bro.
So there's a couple things into that. So number one, regarding your CGI thing, I'm glad you said that, because just to basically wrap up my point, it is like early 2000s PS2 graphics CGI. And the thing is, to me, CGI can definitely elevate a movie. Case in point, Avatar, right? But to me, the movie was still fun, even though I can acknowledge the CGI was horrendous. Now, it's interesting, Hamzah points out the fact that it was a design choice, because don't know if this is damage recovery. This is the thing. Is this damage recovery or is it not? But the director came out, Andy, I don't know how to say his last name, who's actually going to be the new director of the new Batman movie, which is interesting enough. He basically said this is all the VFX is an intentional design choice, because you're seeing it from the Flash's perspective of like, it's his POV, because so the textures are weird, the lighting is weird, hence why the CGI looks very rubbery. Like I said, very PS2 graphics. Now, is that damage recovery? Is that, like Hamza said, stylistic choice? They had the budget. So to me, I don't understand how they could do such a terrible job, because it genuinely
That
is
bad.
really bad. Yeah, really bad. Like you can see it. There's no
I think that
way
kind
of
of proves that it was a design choice, but it was just
That's-
a bad choice.
that's my thing. So like I kind of think it's really interesting to make terrible CGI to correlate with the theme, with the motif of the film. At the same time though, in 2023, that doesn't really work, because people are going to point out. Now, without spoiling the movie, there is a bit with the babies, Hamza said, and to me, it's one of the best moments in the movie. It's a hilarious scene, but the babies look so fake; they look like ragdolls. Now, I was initially thinking, is that intentional? Because without spoiling it, babies are in danger, right? And that alone, you never see babies at risk in any movie. You can literally name them. They never put babies in risk. Now, what I was thinking is, I was like, I'm also a big Flash fanboy, by the way, so this is definitely me doing my own damage recovery. I was like, is this an intentional thing? Because they can't make hyper-realistic babies. I'll just say getting chucked in the microwave. There's a bit when a baby gets in the microwave. That's all I'll say. Tiny spoiler. It happens in 5 minutes in. So my thing is, like, can they make a hyper-realistic baby getting chucked in a microwave? There might be some kind of censorship issue revolved around that, which is why they made it doll-like. But then Hamza's right. There's a thing at the end where it looks exactly the same PS2 graphics. So who knows, who's to say? But the point is, it's a financial flop, and people are actually upset with some of the cameos. I'm not going to ruin stuff, but there's some stuff that appear in the movie which are cameos to other DC related projects, which some people believe is a bad sort of thing to have. It's hard for me to explain without spoiling, but they have references to people who are dead. I'll say that. They've got references to people who are dead and are not alive anymore. So it feels kind of in bad taste to have them in the movie as a cameo.
Okay, yeah,
In a
sense.
bad CGI thing.
Was there
so
any?
people are actually upset about that.
Even
And
I
of
don't know what
course,
you're talking about. But yeah. But anyway,
I can't say it. But anyway, and then of course Ezra Miller. So all of these different elements have led to
I was
leave
just
that-
about to ask.
Leave that one
Yeah.
to the end. Just drop that whole.
yeah, of course. But and then on top of that, obviously, people just don't like the DCEU. So
Yeah.
you know, so it's a weird thing. So it's interesting because I don't. If Spider-Verse didn't bang, I would say, is it just another superhero fatigue issue? But Spider-Verse has killed it. It's done really, really well. So like,
I feel like Spider-Verse is there's a bit of like it has its own, because it's its own kind of thing. It's a cartoon with its own like trope of it being like the colors and all that kind of stuff, right? It's almost unfair. I feel like if it's like a normal superhero film, like live action,
yeah,
coming out, then it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
If that flops, then it's like maybe there is fatigue, but Spider-Verse
Well-
is its own thing, right? Would you say?
yeah. Well, it's hard because the other example is Guardians 3. Guardians 3 did really well. I think it made like 800 million in the box office. But Guardians 3, I don't even feel like that's an outlier because everybody loves Guardians 1 and 2, and that
Yeah.
kind of came like Guardians 1 is basically what revitalized the MCU. Like if you look at prior and post Guardians 1,
Yeah.
the whole MCU comedy, the whole witty kind of elements, like that was all because the Guardians won. So it's hard for me then to say like, no, there's no superhero fatigue because look at Spider-Verse and Guardians 3.
Yeah.
When you're right, those are all franchises which kind of, predate, this whole superhero fatigue question. But yeah, Flash, I would definitely recommend. I mean, it combines two of my favorite powers, man: lightning and super speed. Lightning is my favorite, can't lie. Lightning is
cool, man.
goated. Anytime there's a lightning-based superhero, it's always sick.
That's why Thor's
Static
so
shock.
sick.
Yeah,
Thor's
Thor.
like, yeah, his eyes when he goes all like electric.
Epic, yeah.
So
Yeah,
sick.
Raiden.
Every
So sick.
lightning-based character is badass,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Kakashi, Naruto.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
are
yeah,
full
yeah.
in it. Yeah.
I
I don't
do.
need to go any further.
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, you know
that,
Kakashi.
Yeah, a little bit of that in it.
You should know, bro. Your nephews love Naruto. Yeah.
Should put it.
Yeah, exactly. You should know.
Is Ezra in jail at the moment? Or
Nah, bro.
Rehab.
he's out?
He's on the PR tour. He's on the
Rehab.
PR tour, bro. He was on red carpet.
Swear
Was it
down.
even copy?
Yeah. He was on the red
No
carpet.
way.
Did he get convicted for what he
course.
did? Was he like
No,
charged?
I don't think he.
So
I
he
think he was
bust case.
charged. I don't think. I don't think.
I don't think it was a charge thing as much as it was my friend. You need rehab thing.
But he
But
No,
what
no,
did
no,
you
assaulted
do?
a woman,
Chris,
bro.
this-
Before I say that,
Bro,
correct me. What did
Bro,
you do?
we were looking at this the other day. I remember a couple of weeks ago on party chat. Like, there's a
Yeah.
grooming case.
Oh,
There's a.
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah, I take that back. I mean, he still
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
rehab though. So.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a drug addict, I'm sure. But there's plenty of things. I don't know the whole list. I'm not an Ezra Miller encyclopedia. But I'll tell you
sure
what.
about that?
I'll tell you what. Though that being said, he did do a very good job in the film.
He's
Yeah,
a great
His
actor.
acting was very good.
That's
he's a
the
good
that's
He's a good
the
actor,
worst
yeah.
part about. He's a dickhead, but he's a
Yeah.
solid actor.
Yeah.
It just pisses people off. But
Yeah,
Damn.
just to wrap the Flash topic because the movie's bombed. So who knows how many people will watch it? I don't like their take on Barry Allen. Like Flash is normally a very charismatic character. The reason I like Flash is because he's not the DC equivalent of Spider-Man. That's Nightwing, but he's very charismatic, right? Very quippy, very jokes, very Playboy-esque. In this film, their take on Barry Allen is very how can I say it?
He's a nerd.
He's
Oh.
a
He's a
nerd.
big,
He's
big
not
nerdy
very
geek.
cool.
got you.
Yeah, he's a geek. He's insecure. He's a bit of a loner.
I mean, he was like that
very
in-
unconventional.
What's it called? Justice League.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
got
Their
you.
take on Barry Allen is not really realistic to what I like.
Got you.
He's a lot more quirky and more fun, but to each their own. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
Flash
fair.
is pretty good in
Mm.
terms of DCU, but a lot of their movies suck.
I love Flash. I love Quicksilver
So-
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
the
tell
other
you,
side.
Speed and Lightning Dons, they're goated powers.
That's where it's at,
Yeah, speaking of Speed though, shout out Speed. He finally met Ronaldo.
Shout out
Sui.
Speed, yeah.
Sui.
Shout
You know what,
out.
that kinda
imagine
made
if
my
that
life,
guy-
can't lie.
Made your life, bro.
Bro,
made
not my
made
life, but,
his
like,
life.
It was like I don't know, man. I just felt good. Do you know what I mean? That Speed finally met Ronaldo after all this time. Like it just felt
Mhm.
full circle. No, not full circle, but like you know what I mean. Just-
Completed, isn't it?
Yeah,
The arc.
it's-
He's got
So
to
I
find
feel
that.
like your life is fulfilled, yeah? Your life is fulfilled, right?
I feel like 0.0001% of my life was fulfilled by Speed meeting.
You
Cristiano
know what? That's
Ronaldo.
actually a lot. It's actually a lot.
Nah.
Relatively speaking.
He does
One
not.
Yeah.
random guy meeting a celebrity.
Nah, it's just Stewie, innit?
Sui.
There's a whole arc, bro. For those if you know, there's a whole World Cup. Come on, bro. Like there's a whole arc, bro, man.
No, bro, you missed the beginning. The flipping. What's your favorite soccer team? Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sui.
Yeah, that's
shout
the
out to him.
start. Imagine if he didn't get that donation.
Mm.
Oh yeah. He met
Yeah.
the guy who made the donation.
That's
You
so
know that?
true.
Did he? Did
yeah,
he actually?
yeah, he met the guy who
Wow.
made the donation. He's like this British guy. He's like, yeah.
Bro, I'd give some
Funny.
of his income to him. That guy, bro. He earned it. 18 million subscribers or something now, you know?
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah, he just hit 17,
18,
I think.
17? 17, yeah.
Yeah.
See how he celebrated it?
What do you do?
Uh,
He dolphin dived on his computer, bro.
yeah.
He literally went,
I love it, bro.
"Yeesh."
He's goated.
I thought you'd pull out turbulence again, bruv.
no.
What's that?
You don't know what turbulence is? Should I do it?
I don't know what
How
it
could you
is.
do turbulence?
Yeah, go and let him do the turbulence on content. We can record this. Go on.
Oh, okay. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Yeah, we're calling that out, by the way.
It basically.
No,
we're not.
yeah.
We're
keeping that
Why?
in.
Why? It's fucking jokes. He basically he
Yeah.
basically he won't put his private
Schlong.
area. Yeah, better word for it. To be fair. Yeah, go for it. Schlong. He won't get his dick out on camera, but
Okay, he's
but-
just.
but he
Man's
slaps it
going
around.
around the topic, bro.
Yeah, he grabs it. He
slaps
just
it
starts
around.
going mental. Yeah.
He basically like slaps it against his legs and he calls it turbulence. It's so fucking
Oh
funny,
my
bro.
God.
You
This
know
guy.
what? On the topic of schlongs, I need to ask you guys: do you sit or do you stand?
I bend over.
Okay. Well, on the
Oh,
toilet seat.
God.
Which way? Explain the direction. I need to understand.
No, I wanted to talk about phobias because
No.
We're here now.
There's a
Hamzah, shut the
perfect
fuck
segue,
up.
bruv.
I hate when
It's
you
a
do this,
perfect
bro.
segue, bruv. In it, bruv. Perfect
What are
segue.
you talking about, bro? Hamzah, put on your boy, man. What are you doing?
Do you sit or do you stand when you pee? Okay.
I stand. I can't believe we're talking about this shit.
No, there's a reason why. I saw an actual report for countries who sit or stand. Okay.
Okay, cool.
And I was gonna make you guys guess which country sits the most, which one stands. The
America
most.
has to sit. They're
Just
lazy
play
fuckers.
with it, bruv.
Okay,
Play with
apologize.
it.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Thank
Now, do you sit or stand? Innit?
I
I had to set the benchmark.
I stand, but sometimes when I'm feeling like lazy, I will sit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not ashamed. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Yeah.
If I'm lazy,
Yeah.
I'll sit. But like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would never ever sit on public toilets. Cause
Oh.
pee you, bro.
hell
Don't know
no,
what kind of
bro.
disease you
Pee.
contract. Yeah, you got the joke. Well done. But yeah, I'm not afraid to admit I always sit at home.
Always.
99.999%.
You're a gal. You're a fucking gal.
I don't actually
you
pee
think
that
yourself
much, you know,
too?
during the day. That is disgusting and inappropriate. I'm gonna contact Atypical HR if you carry on repeating that topic, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
HR might be the guy below who's pulled a face for the last 5 minutes. He's not playing along with the topic, but hey ho.
I zoned out, bro.
That's mad.
All right. Anyway, let
That
me
makes
get
sense,
to the topic.
Hamzah, do you
Let
sit
me
or
get to the
stand?
topic.
I stand with our first responders.
Okay, so which country do you think stands
Sorry, I'm
the
just taking
most?
the piss. I'm taking the piss.
Which
Yeah,
country do you think
stand
stands
when
the
you take
most?
the piss?
These puns are not good because they're so obvious. You're really taking the piss now, bruv. All right, what's the stance percentage?
Sit down, bro. Honestly, sit down.
Yeah. Okay. What countries
So we're just trying
stands
our
the
best,
most?
like our best attempt at stand-up comedy here.
What country?
Bro, I can see the cogs in your brain turning. You get 0 marks because you can't listen. Stand-up comedy is not involved like being silent 5 minutes trying to think of a pun and then dropping.
I
Okay?
only thought that about 2 seconds prior to when I said it.
Bro, oh, that's a long time to stand up.
Oh, honestly, bro.
Honestly, bro, you need to sit down. Okay, so
I already made that joke. Don't laugh now. I already made that joke.
nah, when you said it wasn't funny.
That's how he does it, right?
You actually just stood up my joke.
Oh, please, lads. Oh my goodness, this is outrageous. Bro. All right, America. You're right, Hoshi. You guessed
knew it.
immediately. America stands the most.
Oh, they
I think
stand
they
the most.
yeah, they stand.
Oh,
What did you say?
I
Sit.
said sit, yeah, because I thought it'd just be lazy
Okay,
and
you're
fat.
wrong.
Oh, damn.
No. Americans actually stand out the most. I think
Oh.
the percentage, according to the report, was like 90%. In the top 5, standing the most,
Yeah.
America's involved and the US is involved. Now, which countries do you think sit the most? Because I think you'd be kind of surprised.
Somewhere in Asia.
Saudi Arabia.
See, I logically thought Asia as well, but no.
Okay.
In fact, it is a
Norway.
European nation.
Really?
I think Norway's top 3. Yes, Norway's top 3.
Sweden.
Yeah. No,
Iceland.
they're not number 1. Those Scandinavians are top 5. I just remember Norway was one of them, Sweden was one of them, and then number 1
Germany.
with 62% of men who say
Let's-
that they
Let's
always
keep guessing.
no 62% of men who say that they always sit are
Georgia.
Germans.
No
ding,
way.
ding, 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 ding,
Germans.
ding, Hamzah. That's why I said the answer.
Ah.
Germans. Yes, I'm surprised by that. I
That's
can't lie.
mad.
Germans are a bit freaky, bruv. I think
Huh.
they would not
Germans sit more than.
anybody.
I
on
would
the
have thought it's
planet,
more efficient
according
to
to
just
the report.
stand up. So that's why they probably would have stood up.
German efficiency, yeah.
Yeah, German
They're
efficiency.
all about min-maxing the time allocated to the
100%.
toilet.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
I like the logic.
How much time do you think you guys
But maybe they
spend in the toilet?
sit.
A healthy
time you
amount,
spend?
brother.
Yeah?
That is the only time I get some peace and quiet. I shit when I shit. Like, I'll just sit there for a bit, bro. I'll
I
take
hope
my
so.
phone, take my phone in there. I'll enjoy a little.
You
fucking-
procrastinate.
I take newspaper.
You're 90+ years old, aren't you?
You're joking, right? You're
There's
joking.
no way you take a
No.
newspaper.
Do you think that was an actual thing, or do you think that was just like myth, and then it raveled into this meme and
What newspaper?
people's folklore?
I'm sure
now?
one Don did it back in the day.
I think one don. I don't think it
Surely.
was popular. don't think it was popular. I think literally one don. But the amount of times you see in media a don, an old man sitting on the
No,
toilet
but
with a newspaper is like,
why not though? Because people take their phones in, and that's a common thing.
It's
Even though
true,
you hate
it's
on it
true.
for it, so it would just be at the
yeah, it's
time. It would just
disgusting.
be the newspaper.
I don't understand why you man wanna like flipping procrastinate in the toilet, bruv.
It's not
Listen, what I'm
procrastinating.
Almost
saying
just
is the last
get
time
out.
Masam took a phone into the toilet, it didn't
Go
end
for
well
it.
because that phone
It's
fell
best.
down 16 stories. That's phone traumatic shower disorder, bro. When he takes that in.
Phone traumatic
Phone
shower
traumatic
disorder.
shower disorder, you know. You man, you're really reaching the
I could have said
PTSD
phone
acronyms
telephone, but
today.
you know, I mean, I don't want to push it.
No, the phone traumatic. You know what? It is cracked. It is.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just like you at Fortnite.
Oh my god, let's stop doing this podcast.
This guy's trying to think of puns every time we speak now after sitting stand.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
just see
yeah.
the brain,
He's trying to
the
redeem
cogs
himself.
turning, bro. You can just see, like, you can see the
Oh,
occasional his eyes looking in a different direction.
No,
But
I'm just looking
anyway,
out for the fly.
oh my
Like,
god,
crikey,
you're gonna
mate.
lose.
Steve Irwin's out here, mate. I'm just trying to fucking
You're gonna
find,
die. You're gonna die.
find
Don't
that
bring us
moth,
to Owen.
mate.
Why are you
Like,
talking,
just
Hamzah?
zigzagging around.
You had a fucking hornet in your room, bro.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about phobias, because I was getting attacked by like all sorts of creatures. So I was just wondering what sort of phobias you had. But before we get to that, I actually want to talk about something else instead, which actually links to this toilet stuff that we're talking about. Do you
Fascinating.
guys? Okay, this occurred to me like a few weeks ago, right? Whenever I go into the toilet, right?
Yeah.
So which way do you like put your toilet roll, basically, right? I actually got toilet roll here because mine's got hay fever in it. But like, do you put your toilet roll like this way? So like you're sitting here, right, and it's to your left or whatever, right, to your right or whatever. Is it like this way, or do you guys do it this way? So do you like, are you reaching under or are you reaching over for the toilet roll? I personally prefer it this way. Okay, right? We're bringing props here. We're leveling up. Right?
That's
Here,
why I'm laughing.
right?
Yeah.
But every time I go into the toilet, some geezer in my yard has flipped it this way. And this has been happening for as long as I know. And no one's been able to, it's an unspoken thing. It's never been taught, it's never been brought up, okay? But I always go in there and I turn that mother trucker right around this way, okay? All right. But every time I go in there, it's always around this way. So I was just wondering, A, which way do you guys do it? And then B, are there any other like secret family battles that go on that you just don't speak about? Like, do you know what I mean?
No, that's funny. That's really funny. Secret battles. Well, I agree with you. That's the correct way to do the toilet roll. Secret battles.
Yeah. Things that you
I
just don't
don't-
speak about. It would be little things like this, innit? It would be little things like this, like, do you put, I don't know, like bread outside or in the fridge sort of thing? Do you know what I mean?
Apparently, the correct
Stuff
way
like
is to do it over the top, as it's hanging under increases bacteria risk.
What I need to know is who. Okay, so this has been going on for years for you, like literally years,
For as long as I've ever been alive and been noticing this.
and you switch around once a day.
Every time I go in there, if it's not like it's switching around. And then I swear every time I come back the next time, it's the other way. So-
you got some bandit, some
This
toilet
is
roll.
how
bandit
It's
going on.
interesting
either
Hamza's
beefing
life
someone
is.
or everyone.
Everyone.
No, I just
you
find
might be the weird
I
outlier.
find interest in little things.
Like your
Nuanced.
penis, which is a much more interesting topic than this. How about we talk? I'm joking.
Well, Hamza's penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. To answer the question, innit? Which way do you want to do it? Do you do this way? Or do you do this
That way,
My son said this
100%,
way.
bro.
What about you,
Yeah.
Harshu?
I think both. Like however's.
Yeah,
it
you're a
is,
criminal.
like-
All right.
You should be arrested, bro.
Yeah, you
Anybody
should be
says the other
arrested.
I
one.
mean,
should
one
be
clearly
arrested.
says there's more bacteria the one way. So
you're full of bacteria.
Bro,
that was all I
bacteria,
had
you know-
about phobias. No, not phobias.
So
that's all I had about
so
phobias.
that's what you wanted to talk about so desperately the whole podcast.
No,
This guy-
this is just the one thing I thought of. Actually, when I
honest-
went to the toilet break, I actually just thought of it.
Oh, is it?
Because I went in there and I saw it was the other way around. I was like, oh shit, I was going to talk about this on the podcast. And then, yeah.
No, but family battles, that's a good one, man. I'm trying to think now. Hosh, you got any?
family battles.
Yeah.
My dad don't love me.
Family
That's
battles.
that's a family struggle, bro. That's not a battle.
I'm battling for my dad's love.
I can't think of anything. Not really.
yeah.
Not really. Nah. It's, to be honest, like me and Neha share a toilet, so I think the only thing would be like not who's throwing away the empty bottles of shampoo or whatever it is. Like they just stack up sometimes because the little shit will fucking. I love you, Neha, but she won't throw them. It's always me, which I don't mind doing sometimes. But it's just like, bruv, just do your work in it. Just pull your weight a bit. That's about it.
Yeah, that was not what I was expecting, to be honest. That didn't answer the question at all. But let's move on.
I mean, we're talking about toilet roll,
Hamzah, you
bro.
muted. yeah, I know. But
I
then you
know.
started talking about flipping shampoo bottles, bro.
I'm staying on brand, geezer. I'm just staying here.
No, I can't think of any, Hamzah. Let me think about that. That's a good one. You should check out that as a poll because it's a funny
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, I guess you could say Harsh was just head and shoulders above Neha when it comes to doing the chores around the house.
You're finished, bro. You know, you're muted as well. So that's even more minus points. That's actually more minus points, bro.
Listen.
god, that was actually
The
a
way
good one.
you see the way like these man beef me and that, yeah.
I
To
said it was a
everyone
good
out
one
there, just know that you're worth it.
because you're worth it.
I'm going all night long, lads. I'm going all night long. We're just getting started, I mean.
Oh, please soap.
But you dropped the soap on that one, but you could have done way better. Oh my god.
Ocean still hasn't made a pun yet.
Because I'm not
You don't make a pun by the end
stupid.
of you don't make a pun by the end of this podcast, you're getting kicked out, bro.
I don't want to
I
embarrass
will not
myself,
stand
bro.
for this. Okay, I will not stand for this. All right,
No, you
let's
sit through it.
Oh god, yeah.
goodness.
So
No,
they're
we
coming
need
to
to move on.
phobias. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a freaking. But I just came into my room, the other day, and I look on my wall dead ahead, and there's just like it looked like a Daddy Longlegs crane fly type thing. I was like, all right, here we go again. But man's got to whip out the Steve Irwin, try and catch this shit. And I always catch it and I just release it, yeah. But like, I was like, I can't. And then I just took I did a double take at it, and I realized, why is this thing the size of my palm, bro? Like, not the size of my palm, it's a bit egregious, but like, it fits in my palm, like, it's big, innit? I was like, what? And it started moving. I was like, yo, like, what's going on here, right? And it was just like moving. I was like, and then I came a bit closer, and I saw that it was thick and juicy, bro. It was thick and juicy, yeah? And like, it had its
Hold on.
body,
Can I
right?
just-
No,
can I
we'll
just
carry on.
interject?
And its body, right, was black and yellow. Black and yellow, black and yellow,
no,
black and
mate.
yellow, black and yellow.
That's not how the song
Uh-huh.
goes. It said black and yellow.
Yeah, that's how it goes in the freaking chorus. What are you talking about?
He doesn't say like 13 times.
Yeah, he does.
Listen,
Yes.
I can't
You
get
don't
over the fact
remember,
that
bro.
Hamzah. I can't get over the fact that Hamzah said he come into his room and it was thick and juicy, bro.
Yeah. And I
his
was like,
small
yo,
penis.
what the hell? And the fact that it was black and yellow, that threw me off. Then I was like, on guard. Do you know what I mean? I was like, on guard.
Yeah.
Right? Like it
Yeah,
was,
on call.
fencing in the Olympics, yeah. I was like, what's going on?
I watched
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I was bringing out my best like Ali. I was trying to like shuffle away from all that, yeah.
He didn't do
And then
fencing.
I saw it go around the room, right? And it was like, first of all, I stopped it. First of all, I turned because my light goes red towards the night and it like eased into night and that shout out like scientification and all that. But like, I turned my light to like neutral color so it was bright so I could actually see what I want, right? And then I was looking at it. All of a sudden, I was like, where is it? Because it was behind my desk, right? So what it ended up like, basically, I was like, where is it? And then I hear something behind me. I turned into Hedwig, bro. Hoot. I was like, what's going on? I looked behind me and it was because I was standing like kind of next to my light bulb and it was hovering around the light bulb because obviously it's attracted light because it's a donut, right? And I turned around, I was like, shit. And I was like, yo, what the flip? And then man put on, shout out Ash, innit? Man put on my logical brain. Okay, and then I was like, okay, let me analyze.
Before that.
Let me analyze the movements of this animal, this species. I don't know what this is. Okay, and I was like, first I need to like, is it dangerous or not? Obviously, black and yellow, but obviously a lot of animals put those bright colors to mimic other animals to basically deter. Obviously, I didn't think that at the time, though. Innit? I'm just saying like.
It's when you put your other brain
I
in.
would have died. I thought I died in it, so posthumously, right? And then I was like, yo, what's going on? Well, obviously, once I saw it go to the light, I was like, oh, it's just a big animal like the lot of them, right? Once it started going for lights, it's just, you're an idiot. Okay, you know you're dealing with a dimwit of an insect, yeah? And so what happened was, it basically kept going around in one specific route, and I was like, oh, say less. Man's shadow. Man's, you know what I mean? Man's telegraphing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Man's telegraphing its moves.
Shadow boxing.
So I was like, I got you. Yeah. I was like, I got you in it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I just like, man, caught it. And then I was just examining it and I was like, yeah, it's a type of crane fly. it had like, you know, like you get antennas at the front in it.
Hmm.
Its antennas were looking like if you take a moose's antennas, right, and you made it fuzzy,
A moose's
it looked like fuzzy.
antennas.
It looked like fuzzy moose antennas on the top of it,
Antlers.
relative to its body size. Yeah, antlers. Yeah, I don't know. Did I say antennas? I
my
said antennas because I'm talking about
goodness.
insects. Now, insects are antennas, though, no?
Yeah, but moose don't.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. I'm connectifying
Got you,
it.
got you, got you.
But like basically,
scientification.
yeah, scientification and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen. Long story short, turns out
That was the
wasn't.
short story.
Yeah. Long
Jesus.
story short, it wasn't harmful.
What was
It was just
it?
trying to act like something it wasn't really. So I think it's got a bit of an
Ah.
identity crisis.
Yeah. Relatable.
Yeah,
Relatable.
So yeah,
Relatable.
so it's basically I don't know, some like Latin name. It's a crane fly. Long story short,
Oh,
and then I kept it overnight because I wanted to see it suffer a little bit.
Hmm.
Right, I was gonna pull it by limb
Mm.
using tweezers, but I
Mm.
didn't
This guy's crazy.
what the fuck?
because I respect
No, you
insects.
don't.
That was your intrusive thoughts.
It was my intrusive thoughts because yeah, it scared me, innit? I'll be honest, yeah, it scared me. I'm being vulnerable right now. It scared me. So like, I
wanna get
I
your
just wanted
payback.
exact my revenge on it. But then obviously I calmed down, and then I just released it into the wild the next
Slough.
day. Slough. It's wild.
So
and
hold
then
on a
it just,
second.
yeah, flew away.
For all you know, that Japanese hornet-looking thing might give someone a fright. They might think it's real, and you might induce a heart attack on a civilian in Slough. So I think you're at fault here, mate. You should have killed it.
Yeah,
You
but
should
with
have
all
pulled
due
out its
respect,
wings. With all due respect, yeah, go on.
Probably deserve it.
It's not
it's
not
not
your
my
problem.
innit? But then yeah, this creature came into there. I don't know where it's disappeared to, and it was something that again it likes the light. Again, big, big. But I was like, now it's disappeared, so I don't really know where this one's gone.
What if it's the same
My
one?
only assumption that I can come to based on my
Hypothesis.
long history of dealing with insects and being understanding of their behaviors, as I do have a PhD in insectology, is it must have escaped through the window. Otherwise, it would still be around the light like the dumb, dim-witted insect that it is.
Nah. Sometimes they like it. They go to the light and then they rest for tonight. It might be behind
Listen, if
your...
it doesn't come out and it's still in
Balrog.
my room, it's gonna see the light in a different way. telling you.
the
The
gates of
heavens are
heaven.
gonna open for this creature.
This
So
guy.
if you're out here, be out.
So
here,
that's
innit?
mad. What about phobias?
Yeah, so I just don't like
that was a
flying
long
stuff. It's not
story.
phobia.
For what,
That was
bro?
a
It's
long
not
story
phobia.
short.
Story,
bro.
bro. Fuck.
Don't act like you didn't enjoy it.
I did.
No,
I
that's
liked
good,
when it was
yeah.
done.
But nah, I don't like flying stuff, man. I don't like flying stuff because it's unpredictable
Birds?
until they become predictable.
Yeah, it's
What
true.
about,
No,
what
no,
about
I mean
hoot
like
toot?
insects and stuff in there. No birds coming into. Although to be fair, another story for you, man. Right?
Oh,
Because
no.
I keep my windows wide open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a house next to mine. Its roof is like kind of on because that house is a bit taller in it, so their roof is kind of level with my window, right? And so pigeons. And there's a train tracks right next to me, so there's loads of trees around, so there's bare bird life and that, right? These pigeons love chilling out on this roof next to mine. And because I keep my windows open, they love just jumping on my ledge.
Oh,
Practically inside my flipping room, bruv.
That's annoying.
They just flap there. And I'm just like, first of all, it scares the shit out of me because they just, it's a bloody pigeon about 3 centimeters away from you in the privacy of your own room, right? And I'm just like, again, I had to put on the Steve Irwin brain, right?
The guy who
And
famously
what I
died.
ended up doing was getting a BB gun. I'm joking. What I ended up doing was
Yeah.
just like I shooed them away enough now where
You
they
say shoo.
know.
You say shoo.
Yeah. No, literally, I was like, shh.
Oh, so
Right?
you do say shoo.
I did say shoot. And I said the first half in there. I said shh.
All right.
And because if I say shoot, I'm gonna add a T at the end of it, and they're not surviving. Okay. So they now know. They have now understood that if they come near me, we're gonna have a problem, and so they just don't come near my ends anymore. They're still on the
man.
roof next to me. They're still on
Look
the
at
roof
this
next to me, but they
guy.
do not dare come near my ledge
big
because if
balls
they do,
scaring off birds.
there's a problem.
Fuck me. I would not want to mess with this
Listen,
guy.
they're not birds. They're the rats of the
Fuck
sky.
me side.
They're the rats of the sky, bro.
But you two pigeons, yeah?
Yeah, pigeons are rats of the sky.
They are, to be fair.
Why do people
That's
say
their
that?
name.
They clap, man.
Because they're rats. Rat-like behavior. Comes
Shitting
my
everywhere.
ledge.
Fucking clap,
But
bro.
like,
Technically, bats are the rats of the sky. If you deep it,
No, bats are fine.
bats
bro.
are technically rats.
Just don't eat them.
True.
Fine.
You know you
Yeah,
are.
because that's
Yeah.
what caused it.
Yeah, cut that bit out. So is this all to say, have we got phobias, Hamza?
Yeah, this is all
No,
to say.
no,
Have
no,
you
it
guys got
really
any
wasn't.
phobias?
No.
He just wanted
I'll
to tell the
explain to
story,
you
innit?
what's happened. He just wanted to tell the story, and he was
Yeah.
like, "How can I word this in? Let me just chuck in phobia."
Mhm.
Bish bash bosh,
Yeah, he's doing
done.
the whole fucking silent battles thing today and fucking phobias, but really he just wants to chat shit like he always does. Innit?
Yeah, he just want to talk about how he told those pigeons "f you."
Oh, what a guy! Fuck me, them pigeons.
Honestly,
got it.
impressive.
I respect it, but I
Impressive.
can't lie. You have to stand your ground. It's your area, isn't it?
I pissed on the ledge just to mark my territory.
Now that is what they do. That
Now
is
that
what
is the
human
best
beings
bit.
I was
do.
standing up as well when I did it.
Yeah.
There we go.
You want to sit down?
No, I was
Could
standing
you,
up, mate.
oh. Could you imagine you sitting down, all of your horses out the window?
The neighbor's
Brother,
like,
it's not my fault. I got pigeon traumatic stress disorder, bro. What do you want me to do?
Oh, allow it, bro. It's the third one I'm counting.
bro, he's recycled this PTSD.
I know, bro.
But yeah, that's my. Yeah, but I don't really have any phobias.
Nah, remember
about
that
you, man?
phobia of like when you look into the sky?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, that video is coming out.
No, it's not.
It's not, bro.
One
No,
day.
it's not.
One
Who's
day.
that? Oh my god, that's Jay's fault, bro.
It's Jay's fault. Yeah, I definitely still haven't got work left to do on it.
Yeah, I did mine about checks notes last year.
To be fair, it was only 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Only this is a 10-minute video, lad.
Listen. When it comes out, it'll be better that we waited. So it's fine.
Yeah, we need to.
If Jay
record
doesn't
some more
make the
We
stuff.
keep
greatest
saying that every
thumbnail,
month.
if Jay doesn't make the greatest thumbnail man
gonna
has
be so
ever
shit.
seen, it is gonna be so bad.
But yeah, the video that we're referring to is the one-word answer video that we recorded at the beginning of this year. Where if you don't answer in one word, you get slapped. It was
Last
kind of
year.
like a little intro to getting to know us as well.
Yeah.
At the beginning, yeah, it was in December. It was
Yeah.
supposed to come out by February. Creative
Long.
decisions have foregone the release of the video,
It's
or
what
lack
it
of
is.
creative decisions
Yeah, I was gonna say.
by the one person who's not even here.
Says a lot.
And he's not even gonna listen to the episode.
Yeah, he
So
definitely not
cool,
gonna-
we say whatever we want.
to
Jay, you're
listen.
an idiot.
Listen,
So you're a dickhead, bro. You're actually a dickhead. Bro.
listen.
Waste
I
man, the high
watched.
folder.
I watched at least 30 minutes of your guys' episode.
What did you think, my son?
It was lacking in Duo's department, bro. No, it was good. It was fine. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
we went deep in
It
it.
was fine.
Average.
It is what it is.
Average. Messi average. Horseshoe average. Hamzah average. No, I'm joking. It was pretty funny. I actually enjoyed it, but I have been distracted with other means.
Such as.
Yeah.
Like what? Such as?
We're reading One Piece. Nobody cares. And anyway, phobias. Let's stick to topic.
Okay.
All right. Let's not get out of hand here, guys.
As we don't.
What's your phobia?
We don't.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
ever do that here, do we?
We never stick to topics. No, we just jump around like flipping.
Jump around.
Yeah, there you go.
Jump up and get down.
Phobias?
I didn't think I had any, but until recently, yeah. I think I'm like claustrophobic to an extent. It's not
Really?
like in a lift or
Squeeze your neck.
huh?
Sorry.
It's not like
Just
in
ignore
like
him.
yeah, just yeah. He's spoken enough now. I can't lie.
Yeah.
He's a-
You know what it is? It's
Bless
that
you.
adrenaline from him losing to the fly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's just like, he's pumping.
Innit?
He needs to get out
He needs to
somehow.
tell someone, innit?
Yeah.
That's the guy. Nah, I think it's more so like not in like a small room or something like that. It's more like being stuck. Like you see, like the cavers, the underground cavers, what they do, and it's like you have to get
Yeah.
stuck to unstuck yourself, and like it's crazy. That shit. I can see
Bro,
Hamza
I
saying
saw
the same. Like,
that.
it's so
I
scary, bro.
I saw that
Oh, I
video.
hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I was actually going to mention it in the Ash episode, but we didn't get to it. About one of the one things that you would never do in life, and caving was literally what I had written down. I hate it.
Yeah.
It makes my spine tingle.
Yeah, it's
I
bad,
saw.
man.
Was it a mining thing? Maybe it's a similar thing to what you're talking about. And the guy was recording the GoPro, and I guess he was on the thing that was like a roller going down, or I don't know what the direction was. I couldn't tell, but it was. He's there. He's flat. He's looking up, and it's literally the flipping wall, flipping cave.
Is he in a body of water?
I think so. Did we see?
And
the
he's
same
on his
video?
stomach.
Yeah, he's on the stomach.
Yeah. But there's so many. I've seen one where there was these guys. it was like a group of them, like maybe 4 of them, 5 of them, like urban explorers, urbex, and they, I don't know how to describe it. It was kind of like this like circular vent type thing, and then it led into like this room, which is a bit like you just drop down into it. It's kind of like you just go through. It's like when you're playing a video game and you go through like a circular tunnel, you drop down his room, but then carry on before. But it's just it was just a drop down room, and that's it, right? And then they will basically had to go. Either they had to go back or they'd gone into the room, and that was the next way forward into that little vent shaft type thingy. So what they had to do was the wall was tall, so they had to basically like one person and then push the other one above them, and then basically kind of like climb up the people to get there. And then they got in it. Oh my god, there was like they had bro, I hate it. So you don't actually understand how much it just makes me like it gives me the shivers, bro. Gives me the shivers. Shout out to but it actually gives me the shivers, fam.
What happened?
Right? Yeah. They had to crawl through it, and it was just there was negative space in there for them to crawl through, bro. At some point,
negative space.
And I think one of them was like, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't have a heavy breakfast."
He's using his other brain.
Heavy breakfast.
Yeah, he's like, "Thank you, you didn't have a heavy breakfast," because that's the reality. Like, you eat too much, that's what's gonna be what like gets you stuck. That's the space these people are going with when they're caving. And there's so many stories of people going caving, and they're obviously crawling of the head first, obviously, and then they're going down, and then they get stuck and they die upside down.
Fuck, man.
That is
16
horrific,
hours,
man.
32 hours, 48 hours stuck in that position. The blood goes to the head and it pops them.
Yeah, that's horrific, bro. That's actually horrific.
The worst. How can it be a worse way to die, bro? I don't. I hate caving. I don't understand why people do it.
It's so
something
dumb,
better
man.
with your life.
It's so dumb.
I don't understand, man.
I mean, my thing is like phobia is normally irrational, right? Like, there's a lot of things I wouldn't like and dislike. I don't know what qualifies as technically a phobia. I don't like spiders, right? But does my hate or dislike of spiders qualify as a phobia? I'm not really sure. So it's hard for me to say I've got a particular phobia, if that makes sense.
You know what? I said this to a friend the other day, yeah? Being scared of spiders, right? Having arachnophobia, okay.
Yeah.
Maturing is losing arachnophobia.
That is a horrendous take. That's absolutely a horrendous
Just sip
take.
on that tea for a second.
No, that is a horrendous take. And let's ignore that, and let's completely ignore what he said, guys.
Maturing is losing your fear of spiders.
No, might be the dumbest thing anybody's ever said on our 32 episodes, low-key.
Maturing is enjoying bounty.
No, that's true as well. But
maturing is Toblerone is the number one.
Yeah, maturing is losing your fear of spiders. It's just growing up.
No, I disagree.
I don't know.
Because
you can disagree, but what I said is factual.
All right. So anyway,
and the more you speak, you're just building a greater web of lies.
Oh, he's
I like it. I like it.
You're so annoying.
Here all day, here all night.
He's trying so hard.
I know.
You lose points.
The worst thing is, I'm not.
Yes, you are, brother.
It comes to me within a second. I'm just that good.
But there's
I've never showed this side before. Yeah, but you quite. I'll actually edit in where you said it 2 seconds ago. Okay. Yo.
Shut up. Rizzy. Damn.
All right, phobias. Can I finish off my point?
Yes.
Point is, so I don't know what qualifies phobia, but there's loads of things I don't like. So I'll name some. Okay. For example, heights. Definitely hate heights. Yeah. Right. But then again, I have been on rides and in a plane. So like, what qualifies as a phobia of heights? I'm not sure.
I think if you can't fly, if you just
I don't think you are, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's loads of things I don't dislike. I have so many nightmares of height related stuff, and the caving thing you're talking about. I've had dream nightmares where I have to. Okay, this is where the episode gets a bit kooky. When Masam starts explaining his dreams, but I had to get through.
On the title,
I had to get through. In my dream, I had to get through a wall, okay? But the wall is so tight and there's no other way to get past the wall. And it was quite literally the example of what you explained, Hamzah, except it wasn't downwards, it was through the wall. So I had to literally squeeze through it. And I remember in my dream panicking so much so that I couldn't do it, sort of thing. Yeah. So stuff
just
like
phase
that.
Through it.
Not the Flash, unfortunately. But yeah, so like stuff like that, 100%. So
when was this? Out of curiosity, when was this quiz? When was this quiz? What the flip is going on in my head? When was this dream?
that particular example, me having to get through the wall, was probably out 4 or 5 months ago.
4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm just trying to interpret your dream.
Good luck with that.
Yeah,
bro.
let's
4 or
psychoanalyze.
5 months. 4 or 5 months ago. What stage in life were you? 4 or 5 months ago. When did you start your new job?
Technically, I started that.
September, right?
Yeah, November.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 or 5 months ago was what?
It
January,
might have
February,
been
yeah?
during. Yeah, it might have been. It's that time basically since getting employed. Gone a confined mindset, trying to force my way through an impossible hole. Is that the
Yeah,
analysis?
you did it for me, bro.
Okay, thanks. So
Yeah, it's
there's
almost
that.
like you know yourself better than I do.
That's crazy, bro. I know you might not
Imagine.
know each other because I saw that episode. No, I'm just lying. I didn't even get to that part. I was actually looking forward to the actual questions, but I didn't get to that bit. So don't spoil it. It's fine. I don't know Hamzah's birthday.
Yes.
I
Get it
couldn't
in
tell you.
there.
Come on.
I don't know flipping. Who is it?
I didn't even know it was Cinderella's birthday until someone actually changed the entire name of the group chat.
Oh
to it.
yeah, 100%, bro. I
would have missed it again.
Bro, I literally messaged him like flipping way past that on private, and then someone said that was his birthday. I was like,
Oh shit! I didn't even send him a private message.
Mine, it's past midnight. Okay,
Nah, but we always do it for each other, so that I feel a bit.
Shout out Cinderella.
You should feel bad.
He doesn't watch though.
Shout out
He doesn't
even know, bro. He doesn't even know.
He don't get fucked. He's getting married. He's fine.
Yeah, he's getting married.
He's got a text from the person that matters. That's what we're fine.
Yeah, he's getting married, but he still ain't got a PS5, so
it's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
That is, yeah.
Life decisions.
Yeah.
It's
you don't mature until you buy.
Mortgage
Maturing is buying a PS5.
Oh, I agree with that. That's what I can
you agree with that one?
Yeah. Not the spider nonsense, bro. What kind of spider nonsense? Yeah, there's loads of insects I don't like. But like, so I mean, like, what qualifies as phobia? It'd be interesting. We should do that atypical psychology test to identify our actual phobias.
I wouldn't mind. That could be quite fun, you know.
You know what I'm scared of?
Go on.
I'm scared of not being successful.
That was so cringe, and even you realized
it
it was cringe.
Supposed to be. No, I said it's supposed to be cringe.
It was supposed to be cringe. Even you can say that with Chester.
Yeah. It was supposed to be that.
Okay.
Actor.
Okay. Speak of actor, you're doing a lot of acting.
You like that? Yeah.
I was gonna go with success anyway, so it works. So you highlighted it. Okay, so there's a new report.
No, I highlight it once we've discussed the topic. I highlight it on the.
No, I mean you highlighted by saying actor.
Oh, right.
Absolutely slow guy, bro. Anyway.
You're slow thinking that. I was slow thinking that. I didn't say that on purpose.
Oh, okay. You're right. Fine. Whatever. Anyway, point is, okay, apparently there's a new rule for the Oscars.
Oh my goodness.
And it's really interesting.
There's a boring list back here.
Bro.
No, it's fine. You're covering for that too this time, bro.
Bro, this is a fire episode, bro. We're bouncy all over the place.
I love it.
Anyway, okay, so the Oscars. So there's a new report coming out that essentially says the Oscars would. Hold on, let me load up this article so I can give it justice. So obviously, you know, the whole there was that Oscar movement. What was the Oscar movement? White Oscars or something? I forgot the hashtag. You know, because the idea that the Oscars keep downplaying minorities and ethnicity, right?
As it should be. Fucking.
Well, okay. It's no. Keep that sentiment because it's relevant. So I'll read part of this article, right, which essentially breaks down these new Oscar rules, which apparently being introduced called diversity rules. Okay. This is a New York Post report. So if it's wrong, guys, don't blame me. I mean, I did my research, right? I read more than just the headline, unlike some people. So, okay, if it was released today, The Godfather would possibly have no chance of winning a Best Picture Oscar. That's because the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is introducing a new inclusivity standards. The idea is you have to have they have to feature a lead or a significant supporting character from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group. So that is the
but what happens when the whole cast is a underappreciated, whatever you just said that came out of your mouth, ethnic group, and there's no white people? What then?
It doesn't matter.
The same thing,
it's
just
fine.
reverse.
Let me finish off. So that's starting off apparently March 2024 awards. Okay,
so I'm gonna do it in March, but that's my birth month as well. Doing like November. Or
so have a main storyline that focuses. Okay, so that's not the end, by the way. So it's either that character, a significant lead supporting, have a main storyline that focuses on an underrepresented group, or at least 30% of the cast comes from two or more underrepresented groups, women, ethnic minorities, LGBTQ, or the disabled, right? So this is a very salacious headline. Let's see where it progresses. What do we think of that as three brown boys?
Say that again. That's a new category they're opening up.
No. This is the diversity rules. This is
Oh.
being laid on top.
To be nominated for the
Yes,
movie.
yes.
To be nominated, not an
Yes.
actor, just the
No.
movie.
The-
Whether it's best short film,
Yeah.
best picture.
Yeah, you missed the opening bit of the article because somebody got into your room, whipped out the flipping shoe, and they beat you up for talking too loud, talking about flies and nonsense. The article starts off with look at me. Don't worry, listen. The article starts off with, if The Godfather was released today, so yes, it would potentially not be nominated for a best picture. So yeah, it's the
Oh,
film
right.
and the categories that currently exist. Now, obviously, people have come out. This has been a long-standing conversation. Why? I think it's White Oscars. I think that was the Twitter movement,
Yeah.
something like that. What do we think? What do you think? Because it's an interesting. I think it was Richard Dreyfuss, who's a really famous. Is he actor or director? I forget. But he came out recently and said that's a joke. He's a white man, older white man, 70s, 80s, and he came out and basically said, "This is a joke. Movie's supposed to be an art form." So yeah, what do you man think about this?
I think yeah. Oh, sorry. Finish off. Sorry, my bad. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna give my quick take and
Oh,
then
yeah,
let
go
you
for it.
man roll with it, roll with the
Go for it,
punches.
go for
I was gonna say it's an art form, so the idea of restricting art is always a bit of a touchy sort of like almost fascist sort of implication there. My idea is there could be a better, more smarter way to do this, and it almost seems so forced from the academy. It almost seems like it's a potential one, it's a PR disaster class, but also
Mm.
it seems like they're doing it intentionally because they're fully aware of what can be, taken from this. Yeah,
Mhm.
if it was me, very simple, easy solve. Just change the regulators, just change the dons, because I think they're like all white men anyway, like majority
Mm.
white men. If instead of introducing new rules, change the committee. Much more
The
easier,
panel.
simpler solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you man, take it away. Obviously, it's a bit unfortunate because the actual man who goes on the yellow carpet,
The
or
curry
Hamza likes to
carpet.
say curry carpet, is not here. So that is your quote, bro. Do not face like you don't say curry carpet. So I'd like to heard his take on it, but
Mhm.
I mean, you man are gifted and talented for drama, so
Apparently.
yeah. So
Yeah.
go on.
I think I like the sentiment. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, it's cute. But shut up. Like the thing is, if you can't, if you, I see what they're doing. I just feel like, as you said, execution's poor. If you can't act, firm it. No, I mean, firm it. I like what they're trying to do, like diversification and all that. But it's just I feel like an inclusivity. But I just feel like, as you said, movies and all these kind of things, they're art too, as you said, and yeah, just putting on too many restrictions or putting on too many litigations just makes everything so much harder to execute. So it's just,
Mm,
I feel like it's just a mistake waiting to happen. But
mm.
that's what I think, at least from my unqualified, in my unqualified opinion. But
Every opinion is essentially unqualified to some degree.
yeah, true. Hamza, what are you saying?
Take that to the bank, bro.
Not saying anything, but I'm about to.
Wait, Hamza's on smoke today, bro. Jay's like unleashed the shackles for some reason. Jay not being here.
Yeah, pretty much what you guys said, to be honest.
Oh,
It's
brilliant!
just a
Thank
bit.
you for that.
I was actually. It's funny you mentioned like the whole fascist. I was actually thinking that when you were saying it. It's just like it's just you can't. It's art, innit? It's just art. You can't just put your own. I hate to repeat it, but like you can't put limitations and restrictions and boundaries and put put an art form
Yep.
into a box, into your own square. It just doesn't make any sense. That's just quite literally not how it works. I think there are systemic issues in show business or even in work environments around the world. Well, in the Western world, And actually, you know what? Around the world, but in different ways, right?
Mhm.
Which are like discriminatory, right? Japan is quite famous for that, right? They're quite high strung in that regard. They're quite don't know what the right word is really, but
Nationalist.
they're very there you go. I was going to say that, but yeah, they're
Yeah.
quite nationalist, right? And that's I'm sure many areas are like that, but if we're talking about the Western world specifically, then yeah, sure, pushing the white agenda, so to speak, is prominent, and they all, so to speak, do it systemically. So it's the whole diversity conversation is needed, but I think it's because it's such a new conversation in the grand scheme of life. I don't think people know how to go about it in the right manner,
Mm.
and they kind of just it's a lot of pick me energy, which is a shame that Jay isn't here because he could really dive into that a little bit more. But I think that is, I think it's just a new thing. People don't really know how to go about doing it in a correct manner, so they're kind of just appealing to what they think is probably the lowest hanging fruit, the easy way to do it. But I think
Yeah.
it's definitely not. And I think you're right. At the end of the day, if they were to change the regulators, blah 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 blah, it's kind of like you're not gonna push diversity in a company from the ground up. You have to do it from the top down, right?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
have to make sure that your board of directors, your shareholders, you can't really do anything about because they technically own the company financially. So that kind of is where it is. But like the board of directors, the non-executive directors, the management, the things like that, you need to have diversity in there. And I personally don't think that means you kick people out to bring in diversity. That's completely wrong. Because I'm very much so meritocracy. Like if you're good at something, like Harsha said, if you can't deal with it, like I believe in, if you work hard and you're actually good at what you do, then you should be in that position regardless of your whatever identity in any way, shape, or form. If you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're the CEO of a company and you're the best potential candidate, be it. So on and so forth. If you're the best actor, do the role. Simple as that. But obviously, there's a whole other conversation about kind of black actor be played by
Equal
someone else, kind of
opportunity.
gay
Yeah.
actor, kind of whatever actor, like whatever the identity of the character is, should be played by a real life person who also has that. That's a separate conversation which we can go into right now if you want to, but maybe best to save it for another
Save it.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
It's
I probably chatted a bit too much.
it's equal opportunity. I like that. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like which I can respect in that sense.
The
But
thing is, it's not equal opportunity though, is it? Because they're kicking
Yeah.
other people
that's what I'm
out. So
saying.
where's the
That's what
equality?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In terms of execution, it doesn't work out in the long run, and it is harder for certain groups of people to make it in certain things, which is well documented. Like in comedy, people have spoken about that kind of stuff before, but we're in a time now where I feel like we're in a time now where I feel like
You're a mime or something, bruv.
what's he doing?
Sorry. He's miming.
I feel like we're in a
No,
time
just
now.
putting us in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, as an
us.
example of
Yes,
what you're saying.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a time now where a lot of the resources are available widely and freely to you. I'm not saying, people still aren't racist or people aren't allowing people to do certain things. People don't like it. Like 100% that's still here. But I feel like the playing field's a bit more level now to an extent. So
Yeah, but there's always, yeah,
I know.
sure.
Yeah, it's still,
There's
yeah.
always places to go, sort of
Yes.
thing.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think the issue is that because the world was so far on this side of the spectrum, and now I think with anything in life, it's like when you realize that there's something that you need to change in your
Are you gonna
life,
say
you end
Fisher
up going from
theory?
one extreme to another, right?
Okay.
When you're like, for example, I don't know, you might be like, oh, I feel like I'm quite a selfish person. I need to be more giving, and then you'll become way too
Mm,
giving. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's very normal for humans to go from one extreme to another while they're trying to find the middle ground. So I feel like here we've gone from, oh yeah, everyone's white and only white people get nominated, to the other extreme, which is like, oh, everyone has to be diverse or whatever,
Yeah.
ABC. While really you're trying to achieve the middle, or maybe they're not trying to achieve the middle. It's not like Hollywood isn't riddled with political
See,
agendas
this
anyway,
is
right?
why,
Us,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's what I
yeah,
wanted to delve into, because you were saying previously about meritocracy, which is always the point where every profession and industry wants to realistically achieve. But the thing is, Hollywood, famously nepotism,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
famously known
but
for
100%.
what
its
isn't
nepotism.
in life? To be honest, bro, not even
Of
Hollywood.
course, but like Hollywood is still one of the
Steroids.
most glaring examples.
Yeah.
Steroids.
It's on
Steroids.
steroids, yeah, as in like nepotism
Oh
on
yeah, yeah,
steroids,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. What? No doubt.
And
No
actual
doubt.
steroids.
And
Actual
steroids,
steroids. Yeah, yeah,
like The Rock.
yeah.
Although we have a friend we know that thinks all these guys actually aren't on steroids.
Yeah,
Who?
Yeah,
interesting
that's another
take that one.
conversation. Bro, the one who we claim to be on steroids, isn't it?
The one that injured Hamzah.
But he
innit?
thinks John Cena, The Rock, and all these guys are non steroids. But anyway,
There's no
pisses me
way.
off, but
We
carry
need
on.
to get him on the
Sorry,
pod, though.
yeah, we really don't.
He wouldn't say much, to be fair.
He'd say a lot to Hamzah.
Oh yeah, call him a. I'm not gonna delve into that. Let's
Yeah,
alone
he's called
that.
KSI. Yeah, so just to wrap that all up, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I 100% agree with Hamza's opinion. In the end of the day, whenever you try to instigate these moments of change, the people who are normally most affected is always the little man, never the dons on top. When it's really the man's on top. Like
Really
I always,
not a nice way to speak about Tyrion Lannister, but okay.
he was a Lannister. He was on top still. Okay, he was on top.
He was on
still.
top, but
Yeah. Anyway, I never thought you'd make a Game of Thrones reference, so that took me a bit of a wild one there.
Sidestepping.
Yeah, sidestepping. I just think that they need to change the committee, up-level the committee. The interesting thing is Everything Everywhere All at Once just basically took the Oscars by storm. And that was a film litigated by Asian representation.
That was amazing.
So, like, the fact that... Oh, you watched it?
I watched it in the end, yeah. But
Oh,
I
hell
was,
yes.
yeah, I was very, very tired. I watched it when I went to
Right.
my uni boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so like I just think it's interesting in the wake of a movie, a big moment like that. Like I feel like the Oscars recently has been doing a pretty good job, right? Parasite won Best Picture, I want to say 2020, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Michelle Yeoh won the awards at like 2022.
Yep.
2022, 2023. No, it's 2023. It was this year. So like there's quite a lot of recent movement, and I feel like this is just really forced.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
it's forced as Everything Everywhere All at Once is a great movie, really, really great movie with really great actors. So it's like cool, deserved, but you can tell when it's forced and you can tell when it's not.
You can definitely tell when it's forced and you can tell it's not. Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, speaking of the
A
Oscars,
force? Oh, okay.
I like that one better. Let's go with that one. Speaking
Might
of
be slightly. Yeah, go on.
Speaking of the Force, Star Wars Outlaws,
Yes.
the new game coming out. It looks
Yes.
like GTA but in space, bro. I can't wait. But I'm also worried
Shout
about
out.
bugs because it's such a huge game.
I'm worried about bugs as well, bro.
He's
It's a
been
different
worrying about
way.
bugs, bro, and pigeons and the rats of the skies and whatever the flip he's talking about.
Fucking
My-
Speaking
my
of movies and bugs, bro, I'm living a bug's life right now.
Yeah, you look like one. So basically, I'm really excited for the game. For anyone that's listening, it's basically a Star Wars game. It's like GTA, open world, and it looks insane from the small clips that they've released. But usually with a game that open and that testing boundaries and stuff, there's usually a lot of issues like Cyberpunk, case in point, Skyrim, another great game, but a lot of bugs. And but yeah, are you guys gonna get it when it comes out?
Yeah, so I'm very intrigued by Star Wars Outlaws. The thing that kind of makes me a bit hesitant is it's made by Ubisoft, and Ubisoft are famously known for the Assassin's Creed. That's really what really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they made Rayman, and all the rabbits, all those games.
Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit. Please do not get me into Trivial Pursuit. But I think Rayman was their first big pivotal IP, I think, before AC. That being said, Ubisoft are really disappointing, and they've been disappointing for years and years now. So I will probably check it out because it has the word Star Wars on the game. The game looks awesome, but will it play well? Definitely not a day one game. I realized there's so many more games now. I feel like I've played so many games now that I know exactly what I like when I want to play it. So like games that before I was in a privileged position of like, okay, before I had a job, before I was 16, right? And I wanted to play like flipping every game. Like, oh, I wish that I had that day one. I wish that I had that day one. And since doing that for a couple of years, and I'm like, a lot of these games are just not worth it. I think 60 quid on day one release, like 99% of them are not worth it. I could probably count on my hand I think I've bought two games maybe in day one release in the last year, and one of them wasn't worth it, and one of them was God of War Ragnarok.
Oh,
So like,
two ends of the
which was
spectrum
worth
there,
it,
mate.
literally. So like, I don't know. My thing with games is always like, it has to be astronomically hyped and me super into it for me to ever buy it day one, and then that kind of naturally leads to the bit where if Outlaw comes out and the reviews are trash, just never gonna probably then check out personally, to be honest with you.
Same boat.
That being said, I'm glad you brought up Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk has a new DLC coming out, and I actually wanted to talk about this because at the Star Wars Outlaws, when it was announced, it was like the Summer Game Fest. There's a big movement of bringing all these celebs into games, right? And I don't know if you saw this, but the Cyberpunk DLC, Phantom Liberty, I think, one of the main characters in the Cyberpunk game is Idris Elba. Idris Elba is somebody else, but it's Idris Elba. And the devs came out and said that they specifically wrote the piece with Idris Elba in mind, right? And obviously, Cyberpunk is also the same game like Keanu Reeves. And at the same Game Fest, did you see the Nicolas Cage announcement? So Nicolas Cage came out during the game convention because he's now in Dead by Daylight.
Oh, what?
He's in Dead by Daylight.
For
yeah.
what? What's he playing?
And you think like, Dead by Daylight's got all the bunch of the villains, right?
Yep.
Villains.
Jason, all them
villains.
man,
yeah, and all the man, right? Except he's not a villain, bro. He's one of the normal dons running around the generators. He's just a skin for the civilians.
What's the point?
That's it. That's my point. And him coming out talking about the IP like he knows is the funniest things I've ever seen. He's like, yeah, my son is a big fan, and he's like, Dad, you should do this, or some waffle like that. I'll tell you what though, he looks so much younger, clean shaven. He looks so much younger, clean shaven. That's what I took out of his speech.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
That's it. That's it, really. Because honestly, if Nicolas Cage is the reason you buy a game, you might need to be checked out, bro. You might need a psychology test, 100%. Not us.
Hamzah, what your opinions?
Disagree?
Actually, can you start with if you're getting Outlaws first, and then move on to Nicholas? Yes or no?
I still need to play some of the other Star Wars games. I can't lie, I started it. Probably won't get it for a while, until it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, aka 70 quid. So I'm not really in a rush, to be completely frank. But I do want to play the Star Wars games because they do look good. So I just need to play them, to be honest. That's about it, really.
Fair.
Nick Cage.
It's Nick Cage,
isn't it, bro? It's Nick Cage. It's Nick Cage, bro. Just put some respect on his name. That's what I have to say about that.
He has his foot in everything, bro. I can't lie to you. He's literally everywhere. He's got.
Yeah, he actually does. Yeah, and interesting story which not many people know is, and I know this, that not many people know this. I wonder if you know this. You know, famously during the 90s, he wanted to be Superman. Nick Cage did.
Is it?
But yeah, famously, he wanted to be Superman, and he never got the role because they basically didn't do Superman during the time.
And he's clever.
He's always been on record. Okay.
No,
he's an Oscar-winning actor, though. Does Superman always have to be attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, to be honest. Yeah, Clark Kent is. Can't lie.
So
anyway, famously, he wanted to be Superman, and he never got the role, never got the job offer. He's actually a really big comic book fan. I want to say he owns the first Spider-Man, or he might own the first Superman actual comic, to be honest with you, like a first edition one.
Wow.
Like he paid at auction a couple million, and he's even named his son Kal-El, like his son's Kal-El.
What?
Yeah.
No way. That's such a Nick Cage thing to do.
Oh yeah, Kal-El. It is. Yeah. What, it's like Kal-El Cage, I think his name is. Oh yeah, now Horseshoe's infected, bro.
Can't read the screen, bro. Like fucking Samara or something.
I'm turning my room upside down after this episode to find out where that One Piece.
One Piece.
Don't say One Piece right now, bro. Yeah, don't see One
Piece.
Piece.
Don't set him up. He's bricked.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me. So yeah, Nick Cage is a character, bro. That would be an incredible guest, bro. Forget Ash Dykes, bro. Ash Dykes who?
Oh, come on now. We can't do that.
Don't disrespect Ash.
I love Ash Dykes.
He's on my phone, man.
It's on my phone as well.
Nah, I called him.
True.
To be fair.
You chirped him, bro.
I chirped him, baby. I flirted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, by the way, for cheating. Speaking of famous people, did you see that McGregor knocked the fuck out of a mascot, bruv?
No, I did not see this. I
He-
saw the other bit.
Bro, he literally KOs a guy, like fully KOs a guy. So he's dropping like a new a spray for like injury spray. It's like DP or something like that, yeah. And the guy literally, the promo for it was he was at a basketball game, and a mascot came out, and it was a stunt. It was like, they were just play fighting or something, but he lengs him, and then while on the floor he hammer fists him and puts him in hospital. And people are spraying on the mascot as part of the PR stunt. But bro, like, he knocked the guy out.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this a part of? Okay, so you said this was at the NBA game. Was it the finals
Yeah.
game 4, which is the other
It was a
allegation?
I think it was a Heats game.
Yeah, this is
Might
the
be.
finals game then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Heats.
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess he did bloody hell. That's an eventful.
Yeah, I
catch.
saw the punch and I was like, that punch seemed just a little bit too real to me.
Right?
Let me
And
see this
when I
punch.
watched it happen, I was like, it looked a bit too real. And then I found out the mascot was fine though, but they went to
Yeah,
hospital
he had to go
anyway. But
hospital.
it was a bit.
It's just tied into what me and Hamza spoke about last episode. It's just like it's worrying.
Gone off the rails.
Yeah,
He's been off the rails for a long time.
it's that loss.
It's
bro.
always sad when you get cases of people who can just not, deal with the fame, wealth, power.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about who you surround yourself with, isn't it? At the end of the day, AJ, for example,
AJ.
Connor, for
Really?
example, you don't surround yourself with the right people.
Really?
You got to surround yourself with the Deli Alley. You got to surround yourself with the right people.
Nah.
you can.
I
keep
think
it
that's a
humble.
Delhi's just
case
lazy.
by case basis, though, isn't it?
Delhi's just
Case
cuffed,
by
bro.
case basis.
He's Cinderella, bruv. That's all it is. He's just happy. He's got Cindy.
He's
bruv.
not. He's miserable, bro. Deli Ali is miserable.
He looks happy
the
as fuck.
guy He got booted out of what? Of Besiktas.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother, your life is not good when you're getting booted out of the Turkish league.
He's also stupidly rich with a bad thing on his side, bro. I think he's fine.
Yeah,
He looks
I don't
happy as
think he
hell,
is, bro.
bruv. I'll be real. I've seen
What I'm saying
pictures.
is, for
Guys.
those man who've seen the Mourinho talk, Deli Ali don't look happy, bro. And that was a long time ago. I can only imagine what he's looking like now.
He looks.
It's
he
one of
looks
those
great.
things where like, ha ha ha, I've got money, ha ha ha. My man did not train day in, day out for footy since the age of 5 to get kicked out of the Turkish league. He's going to be miserable if he's not miserable already. I hope he's not, though, for his sake. Don't get me wrong. But you don't work your whole life to finally make it to the England team, to be first team starter, one of the biggest teams in the world. Tottenham Hotspur, all right, to then get booted out, bro. But anyways, yeah, I think Connor and these guys just don't. I think it's a mixture of many things. Don't get me wrong, but I think one of the things is they just don't surround themselves with the right people. I don't think.
It's
So it
ego
goes to
thing
their
as well,
head
man. Big ego thing.
Yeah,
Bloody hell, I just seen him punch the mascot.
It's mad, right?
it looks a bit too
Yeah.
real, innit?
Why does he go for the hammer fist when he's down?
That's what I'm
bruv?
saying, bro. It's just
That is
Bro,
like,
super necessary.
Yeah. apparently so. The guy is already on the floor. That, I mean, honestly, allegations. We don't know in it.
Mhm.
But when you put this up, what he did at halftime, and apparently the allegations coming out from that same game 4
Yep.
that's going on.
There's TMZ footage
Of what?
of him in behind. He walks in with some security guards, and there's a whole bunch of people. And then he like walks through, and then he sees a girl, and he's like chats to her. Then he turns around, and I think he literally walks into the toilet, and then she follows behind him.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for
do you wanna
anyone-
break it down, Horseshoe?
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, McGregor was recently there was some allegations placed on him for rape charges and sexual assault. Essentially, a lady's come out and said that he forcefully made approaches to her in a toilet at the basketball game, the NBA game. So yeah, it's just mad. It just kind of ties into more of the McGregor madness that's going on right now. It's just
he
It's
is
mad.
expecting his 4th child.
It's so funny you said that because I'm typing Conor McGregor and that's the first thing that comes in the news is the pregnancy.
damn.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know.
How
I
is his
don't know.
wife?
It's-
I
handling
feel like
this,
he's had
man?
one too many allegations now at this point, where it's like there's got to be something going on, right?
Of course.
Not to
bro,
say
no
he did
question.
the allegations, but just like
But at
just
least
not
externally
being
there's something going
faithful,
on.
sort of.
Oh, the
100%.
faithful thing is, yeah.
So, like,
He got caught
Yeah,
with 2 gal in his fucking bed, no? Didn't he get?
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah,
there
yeah.
pictures? No, there was literally
I'm
a
pretty
video
sure
of them. They
Yeah,
took
I'm
a
pretty
pic.
sure that was fake.
Nah, I don't think it
I'm pretty sure
is.
it was him and one girl. I'm pretty sure that's fake, and that was like a long time ago as well.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I'm pretty.
It was one of those things where like, oh, it looks like Connor, but
was
it's
a
not
long.
Connor.
It had the same
Anyways.
tattoos. It's from what I remember,
I don't
but
know.
we have to see.
I don't
Either
know.
way, he
But yeah.
definitely doesn't seem like someone that's fucking faithful, bro. I can't lie.
Who knows?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't.
Hard to
seem
speak
but-
when you're not as rich and famous and successful as he is, right?
What's that got to do
It's
with
hard
being
to-
faithful, though, bruv? Like,
We wouldn't know because we don't have billions in our bank account. And we don't live the crazy lifestyle he does and the Hollywood lights and everything like that. It's easy from our positions to be like, oh, yeah, you should be
Yeah,
faithful.
easy,
He'd probably
right.
say the same thing when he was a plumber back in Dublin. But now he's got billions.
that
and
doesn't
he's
mean shit.
wearing-
Would you,
No,
if you had billions,
of
would
course
you
it
cheat?
does, man. That's not the point, though. That's not the point. The point is, once you go in the limelight and you're this, shredded guy, and you're one of the best fighters in the world, and you've got millions and millions and hundreds of millions, and you're on red carpets, and you're surrounded by beautiful women, and
That's what makes
as
you a
he
man,
is,
though. That's what makes you a
and
man.
he is a boozer, and he does you add all these things together. It's very easy to say when you're sitting on your ones at home.
Nah,
as a
I'm not.
25-year-old guy with nothing to say.
100%. I
Do
don't
you know what I
agree.
mean? You can't. I don't think.
Deep it, yeah.
You
If
know,
you,
and I'm not even gonna say I'm not justifying his cheating, because if that's the thought process someone's gonna come with, which is dumb anyway. I don't need to say that, but like,
I don't agree because
it's-
deep
you
it. I'm in a
can't.
relationship now, yeah. The whole point of it is like you get tested. All these things are more of a reason not to because you're building with your woman, right?
Yeah.
It's not especially after seeing like how he treats his woman. Like he loves his, from what he said and from what we've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
in the pictures and stuff. He seems like someone that
Yeah.
came up with her, right? They were together for a very long time. They still are. So it's just, if anything, it's more of a test of a making, like, that makes you a man. If you have all that stuff and you still keep to this, if you're faithful, then it's more of a message. Like, I just feel like if
Well,
not,
yeah, but it's not easy though when you
Of
have all
course
of
not.
that. That's the
Of course
point. That's
not.
the point I'm making. So it's hard to. It's easy to sit here and say, well, like, oh, you should be faithful,
that's just
so to speak.
just
When it's like,
why are you in a relationship then? It's you just should. I don't.
yeah,
it's
but
just-
again, I don't think when you're in a when you live a normal life, I don't think it's easy to judge those who are in the starlight in any aspect, whether it's that, whether it's child stars who become cokeheads and go crazy, whether it's
that's different though.
freaking Anthony Joshua losing his. I don't think it's different. I think it's all one and the same, because it's because of their fame that they ended up with this behavior. So I think they're all the same, in my personal opinion. In principle, I think they're all the same. That's my viewpoint.
I think
But
the drug stuff is more like to do with emotional stability and also the fame, of course, that plays a huge
there's a
part
lot of
into
child
it.
trauma,
Yeah.
about all that stuff, because they get abused as child stars and stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
a lot.
think I think it's all under the same guise of like just being famous, and a lot of shit happens, and then you just like you lose yourself in the limelight, sort of thing.
We'll
I
have to
think that's
see.
one aspect of it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I don't know, when people say like, "Oh yeah, I can't believe," it's like, yeah, it's easy to say that when you're sitting in your armchair drinking a beer, watching. Do you know what I mean? It's you know what I mean. When I'm watching a fight, like, "Oh, you should have punched him." You know what I mean? It's like that's in my head.
but
That's the way I see
a
it.
fight's different, bro. A fight, you're not the fighter. Like we say that obviously because we like the sport, but obviously when it comes to things that you can't relate to, like having a woman, not everyone can relate to that. I know you two are BT competitors, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying. Sorry, Master, you caught it straight there. I didn't mean that. But when
I know, right?
Yo,
I just
catch it strays as well, bro.
yeah, but you're the one arguing that you should cheat.
Yeah.
I just mean like it's something that anyone can go through, and like everyone gets into a relationship, hopefully, touch wood, at some point in your life. But it's fine. Like I do agree though, it is easier said than done, 100%. But
Yeah.
it is just mad, and hopefully it's
Then-
wrong. Hopefully it's he isn't doing all these things and he isn't unfaithful. But
Well, he did KO mascot. We know that for a
oh, we
fact.
know that.
I
That's-
just saw
yeah.
the video.
Yeah, that's
I just saw that
facts.
video.
Yeah.
Let me slightly change the question at hand, and I don't want to talk about Connor because the rape allegations is very serious, and I don't agree with forgiving someone with those. I mean, it's not my place to say, but in terms of like, like what do you think there are any like positions, like let's say someone who's who cheated on their wife, cheated on their girlfriend, blah blah blah. Like, do you think that necessarily makes the individual a bad person, or do you think the person, and if you don't think they're a bad person, which I don't think that necessarily makes you a bad person, giving into temptations and desires. But then, how many do you believe there's like a limit into how many times that person should be given second chances, third chances, fourth chances? Should they be given a second chance? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about Connor because, like I said, the
That's
rape
fine,
thing,
yeah.
it's kind of unforgivable if he did it.
No, yeah,
Allegation.
yeah.
But like, you know how he's done countless occasions leading up to this, and people still tend to forgive him
Yes,
that,
yeah.
forgive him this, bypass this. Just imagine the person X has done all those things without the bad
Without the
thing.
hype.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's about quantity. I think it's about intention.
That's
Because it's like the same thing where it's like, look at Ezra Miller and he's done all this shit. For example,
yeah.
I'm
I don't
gonna
know
I'm gonna go on a
this
limb and say he's mentally unstable. He's got drug abuse
Sure.
issues. Da da da. He's not consciously being like, oh, I want to harm a woman. Maybe he is. I don't know. But let's just say, for example, that it's because of all that shit. Well, then, quote unquote, not his fault, so to speak, right? If you see if you see the point I'm coming from. So I think when you're saying cheating and stuff like that, right? It's like, well, is your intention like, oh yeah, I know I've got a partner, but I fancy this chick. She's fit, so I'm just gonna go for it because I know I can and I'm gonna be successful and she wants me. Or is it? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you've got drug issues and drink issues and this and that, and when you did it, you were drunk and you know what I mean? Like, you got mental health. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's your intention, I think. So I don't think it's a matter of like, because you can do something a million times, but if you got actual mental illness and you plead insanity, then you get forgiven, innit?
I mean, by literally court of law says so,
yeah, by literally court of law. So
yeah.
I think it's intention that defines it.
Yeah. What do you think? Because I actually gonna ask a couple questions about the cheating stuff, and
I think
in a bit. So
no, that's fine. I think in terms of cheating, I think it's a sticky one. If this is just a layman, right? This is not like a high figure.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't get second chances in the sense that we shouldn't get second chances from that person. Everyone's human. They make mistakes, and you know, if anything, it will the impact from the cheating in the sense that like when the woman finds out, the man finds out. I feel like if anything, that's just going to be helping you to become a better person, because then you realize how much pain you've caused someone else, and how you've broken something that was sacred. Like it could have been great. So in that sense, I feel like cheating, I don't feel like is excusable in my opinion. I feel like once you're cheating, that's it. That relationship dies there. But if anything, it's something that you can learn from for the future. Because
yeah. I'm glad you said that. I mean, yeah, I assume so. Because I was gonna say, from at least my perspective, my take on the cheating thing, because we're talking about Connor and Brent, blah blah. Like I said, I don't think if you cheat, let's say on your girlfriend or wife, it doesn't necessarily make you a bad person, because people are very, I mean, instinct oriented, right?
Yeah.
Animals in the end of the day. But like, it's the wife or like girlfriend. We'll say wife, for example. Like, I think it's okay to forgive them, but that doesn't necessarily mean I should give you a second chance.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I would forgive you. Let's say it happened to me. I would forgive you, but it's done. Sort of thing.
I know. I'm so
It's
sorry,
not,
bro.
you know.
So sorry.
I know, right? You already told me you cheated beforehand. But like that's like my take on it as well. So I do agree. Like, I don't know if it, like, the Connor thing, necessarily him cheating on his wife countless times makes him a bad person to an extent.
Bad choice doesn't
to
make
an
you a
extent.
bad person.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean,
To an extent.
because I mean, clearly now it's past the point of like natural instinct, and like he's just doing the cash because he knows he can get away with it. When it goes into that territory,
we say this before. We know they can have an open relationship.
that's true. But let's just say we're assuming.
You know what I mean?
Let's assume
Just
no.
both sides
right?
of the coin, innit?
Sure. Let's
Yeah.
assume no. Like at that point, and she's like I feel like at that point you are not a good person.
Repetitively,
Sort of
like
thing. Yeah, like if you're intentionally doing it over and over again because you know you can get away with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, like then it goes into a dangerous barrier, and I do feel like, yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, if it's true, I do feel bad for like D,
his wife.
Yeah, she's seen some shit, bro. She's been through everything, but at the same time, innocent till proven guilty. I'm not gonna like say, as Hamzah said, it's true. I can't sit here and say like some bullshit about it. Yeah, 100.
Nah, but I will though. He shouldn't do that.
I'll tell you his own wife's not in his DMs.
Yeah.
How much, right?
You're wasting my DMs, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasting my DMs.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Speaking
All right,
of,
lads.
There we go.
should we wrap it up, Dales?
Yeah, I say
Hour
let's
and a
wrap it
half,
up.
can't lie.
Yeah.
40.
Damn.
Yeah.
go on then.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Time speeds when you're having fun. Crazy, Jay. I'm joking. That was a last shot. I mean, actually, I'm not going to apologize. He's not going to
Yeah,
hear
you gotta
this.
He's not gonna hear it. He's
Yeah.
not gonna hear it. He's not gonna hear it.
Go on, someone wrap it up then.
Go
Go on,
on,
Masam.
Hamzah. I literally couldn't even name up. I couldn't even name my Instagram handle. I'm be honest.
Okay,
Real
all right.
atypical podcast. The
Shut
Atypical
up.
Podcast?
All right, so thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Atypical Podcast. Link to you in the description
okay.
at the Atypical Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Check out, keep an eye out rather for the Ash episode, which will be coming out. It's going to be a banger. You'll see some trailers and stuff like that come out before it to give you an idea of what you are in for. It's been myself, Harshu, and Masam, the three best hosts of the Atypical Podcast.
Three Musketeers.
The three
That's what I hear.
Musketeers.
Is that the last pun of the day? Yeah.
Hands in the middle. Hands in the middle, lads. 1, 2, shut up.
Atypical.
So, we'll...
Oh.
oh, yeah.
Get atypical with it. Bye.
Get atypical with it. All right, we'll catch you on the next
See ya.
episode. Cheers.